Hello, dogophiles. Harley and I are going to demonstrate a very important skill, which is called muzzle training. Now, muzzle training is really super important. Get back up here, buddy. It's super important for dogs in terms of preparing them for disaster. Simply because regardless of if your dog does not have a bite history, you never know what's going to happen when they're put into a highly, highly stressful environment. And just as a matter of safe practice, being able to have dogs that are muzzled and muzzled happily will make your life a lot easier, your dog's life a lot easier, and everyone around you, their lives easier. So Harley here is only 15 months old, so he's still young, but we play games already to build that muzzle skill. And we start out with a simple shaping game called the cone game. Now you can use a plastic cup or a yogurt tub. I love using these, they're kind of fun. You can also get them so that they've got holes in them so that you can actually feed through the holes. Now Harley is an adolescent right now and has decided that listening is optional. Over here, on your bed. This is very typical of his stage in life here. Buddy, up here. There we go. Settle down. All right, are you ready for this? So the sight of this is actually the cue for him to put his nose in his cone. And we'll use this to develop that skill of putting his nose into things and eventually the muzzle. So first I'm going to call him off of his boundary. And if you don't have place, station, or boundaries, whatever you want to call it, it's always a good skill to develop in our dogs. Harley, break. That's a good boy. So I'm going to put this out when he's ready. You know what you do with this. He's forgotten. Clucking with my tongue is the marker that he's done something correctly. Come on. In order to get this, what I'll do is I'll start by shaping approximations. So just him looking at it, putting his nose towards it. Oh, if he's not going for it, don't leave it hanging out there because this is the cue. There we go. Notice I'm rewarding him away. That's not what we want. Good boy. So again, if I'm starting from scratch and if he doesn't know how to do this already, I'm going to start by rewarding approximations. I'm going to use my tongue to click when he's close to what I want, which is putting his head in the cone. So it might start with him looking at the cone and then putting his nose towards it and eventually him putting his head into it. It's going to vary with each dog. We need to progress at their rate, not what we want. Remember, learning a new skill for us as well is not always easy. Learning the multiplication tables was easier for some of us than for others. And so we want to take our time and make sure that they understand what we're asking them. So, break. That's a good boy. See, he looked at it. He oriented to it. He put his nose into it. Good boy. There we go. I'm not going to ask for too many repetitions because it gets boring after a while. Just like when we're learning something and we want to say, well, that's enough, I'm done. We want to make sure that we play this game frequently, but only for short periods of time. Good boy. Once our dogs understand the skill, we will ask them for this, and then we're going to add their muzzle. Now, we can have a whole discussion about what are the best muzzles. Basket muzzles are particularly handy for this, simply because our dogs can breathe, eat, and drink out of them. The cone muzzles that you find in a veterinary office usually keeps their nose too closed and they can't breathe properly. So you'll be looking for something that will allow your dog to move around normally. We want to turn this into their superhero cape. We want them to find this such an enjoyable thing that there's no problem with them wearing it. Hey, buddy. Harley, get back over here. Yes, I know, you're being just such a little adolescent. So here we go. Break. You know what that is? So I'd do that a few times and then I'd present this. Because once he's in the habit of sticking his nose in something, all of a sudden I pull this out. And you see there's no trauma there at all. And as with the cone, this is the cue. So get him doing this a couple times first. You've forgotten how to do it. And then swap. Good boy. Once we have them sticking, excuse me. Hey, get over here. Back on here. Once we have them working on this reliably, we can eliminate the cone. I know you'll find that interesting. Okay. Harley, back up here, you. We'll start to add closing the back of the muzzle. So are you ready for this? Okay, break. So I'm going to warm them up a little bit. There they go. Also, feeding them in the muzzle is a good thing because then they get used to it. And what I want is I want him pushing into it, like you can see him do there. Now, I'm not going to force him. If he pulls out of it, that's okay, because we want this to be a pleasurable thing. You see, now he's really pushing into it to try and get that piece of food. There we go. And this is good because he's learning how to eat with it on, which is good. You ready for another one? Try and keep your pieces of food small as well, so it's easier for them. You can also line it up and bait them a little bit. It's better if you shape it, though, simply because then it's more of a choice. There you go, buddy. I know, it's a bit of a challenge. And once your dog is skilled at that, we can start the process of closing it. Notice I'm giving him little breaks in between by putting him back on his boundary, just so that we reset and he can reset his brain. Another way to reset their brain is to toss the food away and give them a break. Break. Okay, you ready? All right. There we go. Oh. Yeah. See, he's pulling. He's really pushing against this, which is good. Yeah. Because then he gets used to the pressure of having it on. Then I'm going to put it on. There you go. It doesn't necessarily go on that easily. Wow, this does not go on that easily. Not sure what's happening with this. Okay, I'll have to investigate that. Good boy. If you have a problem like I did there, just back off. Don't force it to close. There we go. I just couldn't get it on. See if he'll put his head in. You put your head in? Yeah, he's looking for the food. Good boy. Nice job, buddy. Yeah. I'm going to close that. I'm trying not to get his ears in, which is really hard. Actually, because he's so hairy. Okay, I still can't get it in. There we go. There you go. Yeah, there we go. There we go. All right, so we'll try it on this angle and see if that works. Oh, I see. It's got a little tab in there. There we go. So now he's got it on. And just keep feeding him. Let him get used to it. There you go. There, spaniel with a muzzle. There you go. And make sure when you take it off as well, you also make it an enjoyable experience. So I'm going to unclip it. Since I find it there, we're going to unclip it. There we go. And I'm going to feed him for it. There we go. Up. And we'll build that up. Excuse me, buddy. You little monkey. On there. There you go. We're going to build this up more and more. Excuse me. Never have your demo dog as an adolescent dog. Settle down. Back off, you. Settle down. Come on. Up you go. Yeah, it's just me making noise. Settle down. Settle down. Settle. Thank you. So I'll gradually increase how long this is on him, and then I might put a leash on him and take him for a walk wearing his muzzle. So gradually build it up. It will be a real confidence builder for both you and your dog. And once you've got it trained, revisit it. Play around with it at least once a week if possible, just to keep it all topped up and make sure that it's always a positive experience. All right. Have fun.